Right, so I'm working on the Champ Sprint cab, and there's a slight issue I want to resolve. So if we power it up, that worked first time that time. That's not really what I wanted to demonstrate. Let's turn it off again. Now sometimes, basically what happens is the power supply trips out on startup, and you just basically got to switch it off and back on again. Let's try one more time. There you go, this is a good example. So the coin door lights are on, so the AC is working, but there's nothing on the screen, so the switch is not working. So we switch it off, leave it a few seconds, then switch back on. You hear the startup sound, so if we just look at the screen for a few seconds, we'll see it come on. So yeah, it seems to be intermittently starting. I mean, it's working fine, but it kind of indicates there's going to be a problem in the future, so we might as well switch the power supply out now while we're doing some work on the machine. So we've actually got two switch mode power supplies in here. This one up here is not actually connected to anything, that's the wire there, nothing on the end, so it will originally go on the CPU board. And then the switch at the bottom seems to be wired up to both boards. So we'll rip that one out as it's not in use, don't know if that works or not, and we'll replace that one down there with a brand new one. Right, so we pulled out the old supply and we've got the brand new supply next to it, so it's going to transfer the wires across, just copying the positions where they've come from, so that's your 5 volt, your ground, and AC inputs, and we'll just basically move them over to the same places on the new supply. My plan has been foiled slightly, as it looks like it's got some old eyelet connectors that someone's cut in half, and they're actually too big to fit on here, so I'm going to have to cut these off and put some brand new crimp connectors on, and that applies to all of those, so I'll get on with that next. There we go, all the new crimps are on, and we're ready to put this into the cab. Now I'm just looking at this power connector from this board here, and those pins look horrible, so I'm going to cut all these wires off, put brand new pins on. That should decrease the resistance and actually increase the voltage at the board. There we go, all new shiny pins fitted, so that should have much better contact now. And the same applies for this connector up here. Now this one's not as bad as the lower one, but I think some new pins in there will benefit it anyway. And there we go, brand new shiny pins on this connector as well. So let's plug it back in, and then we're ready to test the board out in a minute. I've just noticed that the switch mode power supply doesn't actually have a good earth connection, so I'm going to put a new earth wire from the metal plate there to the power supply so it's common earth with the rest of the cabinet. And it's settled now, we're pretty much dead on 5 volts on the bottom board, so I'm just going to move the connectors up to the top board and test that one as well. Right, so I've got the pedals out and I've got my multimeter attached to the left hand pedal, the potentiometer. I'm just going to basically depress it slowly. See if we can get a better view of the bar graph. Bit of jumping there on the lower end, see that? Now that pot kind of works, but it's a bit jumpy. It's at the end of its life and wants replacing soon. So I'll just connect up the other one and we'll test that. The right hand one's the one that's got a problem where it's like kind of stuck on permanently. So let's check that out. So on the left hand one, the standing resistance is 1.6 kilo ohms. So we need to basically match that other one up to be the same, and then the game should read it as the same position. Okay, we're on the right hand pot now, and its idle resistance is 1.9k. So you can see it's actually in a slightly different position to the other. So let's press the pot and see what. Oh, straight away jumping all over the show. Oh dear. For the state of that. Yeah, that pot's completely had it. Oh dear. Right, we'll have to see if we can try and source a replacement quickly before the next meet. That pot's totally had it. That's no use, look at that. All over the place. Right, at least we know what that problem is now. Okay, so this is the left hand steering wheel on Champ Sprint. And what I've had to do is put a new connector on new pins and reflow this pin header here. Now that's making all good contact, and that's now fully working again.